Okay, so I did a lot since the last time recorded, and also just not me, it's also other people, so it's not entirely my fault. Um, so the last thing you saw was, whatchamacallit, I was like, oh, I'll come back and start back once I finish the, our, whatchamacallit, I sort everything and have our sorting system done. Yeah, that was a while ago. Things that other people were playing, I didn't have the opportunity to stream, then everyone in my family got sick, so couldn't stream. But yeah, so everything's sorted into here. We have lots of stuff, we have quest pipes and everything. And you know, I'm just gonna kick this off with just an initial, like, kind of like, general base tour so we can go down with, like, what we have going on. Because it's probably easier than going on through chronologically of what I've been doing. So, yeah. Let's sleep real quick. So, okay. I also have waffles. Oh. Okay, out here, not much has changed. I mean, Amy's worked on our tower more. Oh, in terms of our armor, I made myself some armor. We're up to tier 3 jetpacks now, which we just made. Which essentially, these just take power and they allow you to fly. I have long fall boots, which gives me fall protection, which is helpful when you're flying very high. Everything else is pretty the same, except for these three things. This pouch allows me to deposit anything. Like, I put stuff into this pouch, and it'll go into the system. Say, like, I grab a piece of dirt. Oh look, it just got sorted. Wherever I am in the world, any dimension, everything, all done. This is a request pouch. Why do I have speed upgrades in here? That was not intentional. Go away. This always keeps stacked with torches and potatoes for food, but also I have this remote orderer, which I can go here and order anything in the system and have it sent to the pouch. So say it's like, you know, I really need some smooth cobble. Let's order 66 smooth cobble, and it'll come into this pouch, wherever I am, any dimension. And I'll show how that works in a moment when we get to that point. So this landing has not changed much. It just hasn't. A lot of these upper areas just haven't changed much. Like this spawn room, I still need to make myself an actual spawn room instead of the spawn room that most people share. You might notice that there's no chests here. There used to be a bunch of chests here. That's because we moved everything downstairs because it's just easier with that. I'm growing ender lilies here because ender pearls are useful and we gotta get them. Here for people who don't have these pouches yet, which most people on the server have them, but not everyone. We have a system input generically for there, and then we also have this. Essentially, you just, which is the same thing as this remote orderer, but it just goes into the attached inventory instead of the ender chest. And you just whack this with the crescent hammer, and it will call any item into this thing. Jelena inset this mill train to the wall. I think that happened before last time, but yeah. The ladder to the mines has not changed. That's pretty standard. Down here hasn't changed. It's still the potato farm and the breeding area, so that's normal. Oh, I should hop into voice. Hey Miranda, I'm streaming, so I won't be able to like see your text or anything if you say something. I'm in a voice channel of someone who does not talk, so that's cool. Okay, so this is Penguin's area. This is stuff that I have not done, but it's more stuff that he's been working on since we are the thing. One thing I did do is I made this all look nice, so it wasn't just a cave, and it's actually, like, fits the aesthetic. This ladder just goes to this area up here, which I didn't know what to do with, so I just slapped a ladder and a trapdoor on it and called it good. There's a balcony which overlooks the machine room, which we'll go through and talk about in a bit. These stairs, Jelena inputted all these access hatches to when she ran the logistics pipes all over the base, which is awesome of her. But, yeah. This is the infusion altar room that he's been working on. I don't even know what the system is. This is much more complex than just using the alchemy golems, that he's using this whole valve system. But you know what? Good for him. But he doesn't have the runic matrix yet, so this doesn't actually work yet. Oh look, it's another access pipe. An access hatch. And you go back here. This is just another little Thaumcraft area. This is, I don't know what this room is being used for, but Radio has a room. It's a very good room that doesn't, it doesn't actually drop into a bottomless pit anymore. That's lame. I had it drop into a cavern like far below. Okay. I don't know what that is. Oh, down here is a Botania room with a really bad ceiling and has not been made to look nice at all, but that's there. Penguin's doing all this magic stuff. I'm kind of just not doing magic right now because I'm working on making the base functional. I'm not bitter that they're not doing anything to help with the base at all. They're planning on building a giant penguin shrine, and I don't know how it's gonna work, or how it's gonna go, or how it's gonna look in the end, but this is what they got so far. They have a giant hole that they dug out by hand. I was like, I could make you a filler to do this not by hand, but here they are. Okay, so big room there. Doesn't do much, but that's cool. You know, the base has grown a lot. Hey there. No. Hey, how's it going? Alright, more things. Okay, this machine area, this is where I'm guilty for doing stuff. Oh, I don't think this was done. Radio dug out and then planted the first of our many farms. This is our very reasonable cinder pearl farm. We definitely need this many cinder pearls, but now we do. Okay, back this way. Alright, so this place, you might notice that, oh hey, we have a new capacitor bank. We have a much bigger capacitor bank, because it's awesome. And we need more power storage, because we have better power stuff. We're still getting power from these water wheels, but it's not our main source of power anymore, because our system quickly outpaced what these water wheels were producing. I guess they're not water wheels technically, they're like molten silver wheels, so that's cool. Some machines have been moved out of here. We have a turning table because I need to make a mining laser and things like that. And this area's cool. We have a new alloy smelter, which is nice because it's a lot better than making a lot of things before. And a lot of manual machines are the same. Hey, Neelak. I rerouted this whole, please be normal, people. I essentially just rerouted this. These blocks are essentially placeholder blocks for more smelters and whatnot. So, yeah. So it just eventually I'll expand that out, but just haven't gotten around to it yet, mostly because I'm like waiting. Bad. Okay. Nope, that's not what I wanted. This area is expanded slightly. I've just added in a redstone furnace, a pulverizer, which pulverizes our cobblestone into sand, and then redstone furnace, which pulverizes sand into glass. So we just keep glass on hand because glass is useful to have on time. I'm familiar with a kebab is. Oh. But yeah. Okay. Okay, and then we have the more areas where I've done a lot of work. So, first off, we have this room that also has a trap for the trapped button that's a lot more obvious, but let's try not to fall into that. Okay, so this big room, this is our new storage area, which is awesome. Essentially, all these pipes have these are all chassis pipes, which have a mod-based item sink and then a provider module. So they put anything that has like forestry in this one, and then it pulls out and can pull out for things like remote orderer. And each of these is a different person's remote orderer chest. This one's mine. So say I was to say, oh, I know, I just want a stack of cobble, it would pull out that cobble and put it into that chest. This orderer is linked with this pipe, So it's like whatever this pipe is attached to, when I order, it'll put that thing in that pipe. And then this pouch is linked to that. Hi, I have very low tolerance today. Okay, and then it puts in there. And then we also have this chassis, which essentially is just an active supplier module, which just keeps, it's just kind of like my default stock, where it's like, hey, I want torches and potatoes, because those things are useful to have, and I like torches and potatoes. And then also we have banks of drawers, which store various stuff, and one thing cool about these is that if you just say it to put like different types of copper in these drawers, if you put like, say, this sponge has thermal foundation copper, if say you put IC2 copper in here, it'll just convert all of it into thermal expansion copper, so we don't actually have to deal with like multiple copper types. It'll all just go into the same type, which is important when you get into the next aspect of this, which is this new wing, which I built, which I need to make a fancier entrance, but I haven't. Welcome to auto crafting. Welcome to the most wonderful thing about having an advanced storage system is auto crafting. Each of these little machines auto crafts one recipe, and it'll tell you what they make. So say I was to like ask for something I need, say it'd have a bunch of items flying here. Say I want carpenter's blocks. Say I want a stack of carpenter's blocks. It will request all of the wood we need from the other room and bring in here. It'll go into these crafting things, and it'll also have to craft the sticks and things like that, and it'll then pump them back out to my pouch, so we don't actually have to deal with that. Hey everyone, Dragon240, how's it going? Thank you for not being weird. I actually don't need those carpenter's blocks, so they can go back in there. But essentially, this will allow us to, it just speeds up crafting so much. And in this room across here is our processing area. This is things that require auto crafting, that require, like, machines to do that aren't just a crafting table. I'm not doing too bad. Yourself? Oh, you know, I just asked my I'm just in autopilot mode right now. Yeah, I know, I'm alive. Doing good. Finally actually doing this. So the machines here, we have thermodynamic fabricators. Thermodynamic fabricators don't like auto-crafting recipes, so essentially just set them up to, here, keep a stack of lapis electron tubes and blazing electron tubes here in all times. And I have space for ender, diamond, and emerald, but we don't really have the bulk resources for them, but they're ones that we're also going to have set up. So we have that there. This is a metal press. These make plates and gears for us, respectively. Essentially, in all these, we have crafting modules, which essentially say, hey, if you put in an aluminum ingot, we'll get in this chest an aluminum plate. And a lot of these machines use satellite pipes, which normally you just put it here, which means it would put it in this chest and it would receive the output in this chest. But since that's not how that works, I have it satellite. It says, okay, no, put this product in satellite 2. Which is here. Yeah, Salter's not bad. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, the rest of my family's sick. Like, my dad and sister came down with it a few days ago, and then my mom came down with it yesterday, and I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping I don't get it. But essentially, yeah, so it'll say, be like, okay, we'll put the aluminum plate in satellite 2, this is satellite 2, and it'll put them into this machine, it'll get pressed, and oh look, we get where it's expected output, which is right here, we'll get an aluminum plate, which is just what we want. And that's a lot of what we're doing here. This is a pulverizer. It says, hey, put it in here, which is satellite 4, and it'll go in there. This is, you can't actually reach it, but there's a fluid transposer back there, as well as a, this magma crucible just stays full of 32 redstone with an active supplier module. But, for things like, redstone flux ducts and things like that. Oh yeah, I love logistics pipes so much. It is the best and most wonderful thing. We have these carpenters, which just essentially, these are essentially, hey, you put it in this item, and you'll get a basic circuit board out. And we don't need satellites or anything, because those are just one recipe things. I like using satellites for like even some of these, because I could just have them the same input and output on the same thing. But for things that have multiple recipes, I like to have a buffer. This one has its own internal buffer, so I don't need that buffer of an extra like crate or something. But the fact that these don't have an internal buffer as well makes me want to have that buffer there. And then over here, this is just a rock crusher. This one has a satellite pipe because this one can only extract from this side and only can put in from the top. So it does a satellite even though it's on a multi-block. I have all my ICT2 machines here because we have to connect the power there. These three are actually just for uranium processing. It grinds it, it cleans it, and then it thermionic centrifuges it, and we now have a bunch of uranium, which I will not grab from the system because it's radioactive and will kill me quickly. And then we have a compressor and a metal former, which just have recipes otherwise. And that's it for this corridor, I believe. So then it's time to go to our power system. Woo! Power system. If we hop down here, we have oil, we have fuel here. Where are we getting this fuel from? I'll show you in a bit, because that's way downstairs, and also something else that I didn't do. But, well, I did part of it. But fuel gets pumped up here, and it goes into this contraption, which is a whole bunch of compression dynamos, which essentially are just oil generators. You pump in a coolant, you pump in a liquid fuel, and they make power. Each of these makes 80 RF per tick, which is a lot of power since there are 64 of them. I had exactly enough room for what I need to do because it goes down to a tree farm that we got below. But we got coolant here, which is just a transfer node with world interaction upgrades, so it fills this with water, and then it keeps those filled with water. This pumps out fuel. Fuel comes in from elsewhere in the base. Yeah. Currently we're not producing fuel because our oil well ran out, and I need to yell at the person whose job it is to keep sure the oil is coming, so we get fuel. Granted, this probably has another like week of fuel left, like if we keep it current power consumption, so it shouldn't be it shouldn't be the end of the world. What else? Okay, so the next thing that we've done is this new downstairs area. I started digging out this rail layer, and then my friend Bodhi came on and did it himself, which is awesome. So Bodhi has some areas here. Well, first here, this is a refinery. This pipe goes directly up to where we just were, which was actually kind of far away. But it goes up there, and it pumps the power into the oil into that big tank. These are a bunch of refineries. They put in power, and they export oil. But currently we're dry because we're out of oil, which this is our oil reserve. And of course we chose to use minecarts to get the oil instead of actual, like, good systems. So these minecarts go all the way to an oil well, which is all the way up here. That actually goes up to... Oh no, that's the oil. I think he's digging north up to the next oil well over there. But this is a giant oil well and everything. And the minecarts fill up with oil, they take it back, and then they unload the oil, and they come back around. The minecarts are run by Charcoal, which we built this huge oak tree farm, which apparently has run out of its saw blades, which is not the end of the world, but is annoying. I'll have to yell at them to fix that. But yeah, this is a giant tree farm that normally shouldn't have this many trees on it, but it does, so that's cool. Usually just means that before we get to the max tier tree farm, the saw blades can wear out, and it looks like the saw blades wore out, so we'll deal with that later. That's not my problem though. This isn't my part of the base. But yeah. And I don't know what's going on over here. I just don't understand that. Honestly, I don't understand a lot of down here. I don't deal with it. This is Bodhi's domain, and that's cool. Okay, well, there shouldn't be fully grown trees. As soon as they grow, they should be chopped down and replaced with saplings. Yes, you do want trees in your tree farm, but, yeah. So, yeah, so that is the base so far, and what we've done. I know it's a bit of a jump since last time, but, yeah. And the wiring in here is a mess, but I think the next thing we're gonna do, Okay, do we have any more lasers? Yes, we do. We have some more lasers. Is the next thing I need to do is I need to set up some more auto crafting. And specifically, I need to set up the auto crafting of lasers. So we have this laser system here, which is just our manual lasers, which they pump in power. We put in a recipe here. It lasers the recipe. We get an item. And that's cool. And that's awesome. But that's also very manual. And it's kind of annoying. We're going to keep this set up here for like making like facades and stuff. Actually, no, I'm going to tear that up too and make a new one. But actually, I'm going to leave this here for now in case I need the lasers in a bit. But I'll probably pick those up in a bit. But in the meantime, we need a place to put some lasers. No. Okay, and where should that be? I'm probably, honestly, just going to punch a hole in this back wall. Okay, so we're going to punch a hole in the back wall. And we're essentially, this is just going to be a little secluded area where we put a lot of lasers. This is not going to be an optimal laser setup. Well, because, I don't know, in this our incarnation of the system, we're not going to have enough power for like a fully optimal laser system until we've applied energistics. This is a multiplayer server, which is just, it's the server that me and my friends share. So, unfortunately, it's not open to the viewers or anything, but we do have other people's online, but we just don't have anyone online at the moment. But yeah, no, this is not all me. No. Okay, so we're just gonna keep pumping this out. But essentially, you can have a system that has so many lasers and very much like very efficiently compacts them and all that. But we're not gonna be doing that because that's more effort than we need to be. I'm gonna pump that out one more. I'm gonna pump that out one more. And you know what? One more in this one. Cool. So we have all this. And here we're going to have, okay, so we need some crates. Nope, I don't have any more crates. Do we have any treated wood? Yeah, probably should teach it how to make creosote. Cool. I do need to teach it how to make like treated wood and crates and stuff because that's a useful thing to do, but I don't feel like doing that right now because I'm lazy. So we're just gonna make some crates here. I just need 3 crates. That's how you make crates. There you are. Nope, nope. You go away. Cool. So I'm going to call this marble to be our tables. Actually, do we want to punch it out one more? Just kind of want to have like that. Yeah, let's punch it back one. Boop, boop, doot, 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 doot. Cool. Okay, so now we're going to have, so crate, crate, crate. Crate, crate, crate. So, and then we're going to have an assembly table. No, that doesn't work. Assembly table. No, we want the assembly tables to be closer to the center. Give assembly table. Crate. Assembly table, crate. And we'll have a final assembly table right here. Essentially, we need 2 for automation. Oh, you should see the we have candles in our machine room lighting up. Our not machine room, our power room where we have literally candles right next to like fuel lines. So we're very smart. Essentially the center one will just be a manual laser for like things we want to do manually. We need 2 of them because well, I'll show you why we need 2 automatic tables in a moment. Actually, I think I want to pump these out one more. Yeah. Cool. essentially I'm going to inset all the lasers into these walls and then the ceiling as well. Okay, so yeah. So let's build these assembly tables. So assembly tables are pretty easy. We've built them before. So we need 2 more of these. Because we already got one. We should teach us how to make diamond gears. Okay, so we got another one here. Okay, cool. So we need crafting logistics pipes. We need just 16. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of them right now because we'll probably want to teach it how to make a bunch of stuff. We don't need to teach it how to make specifically assembly tables because we don't need to make that many assembly tables. As for other things, you can all go away. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, no, they're everlasting tables. That sounds more magical than anything else. I'm gonna teach you. This is how you make a gold deer. Yes, thanks, please. And we gotta configure the thing. Be like, hey, this is how you make that. One thing nice for these logistics crafting tables is that you can automatically say import, and you don't have to manually put in the recipe. I need 2 of you, please. And also 2 diamonds. And some redstone. We're running low on redstone, but I'm ignoring the fact that I'm low on redstone, so yeah, I need to go mining. Really, anyone except me needs to go mining, because I do all of the mining nowadays. Waffles. Now, one thing you can do is you can put lasers on the floor. I'm not going to because it just makes walking hard, and this is going to be more than sufficient amount of lasers for what we're doing. And honestly, to begin, we're not going to even have that many lasers. I need some more redstone flux ducts. Oh, no, I need like a stack. Need extra hardened aluminum glass, okay. I don't have it. Redstone flux ducts are one of those things that we need a lot of because it's our main source of power and it'll be our main power lines for almost ever. But they're very complex to make. Because it's like, okay, you gotta use the fluid transpose in there, but they also require all these other stuff, and they're not fun to make, and we can't make them manually quite yet, but we're getting there, slowly but surely. It's just, even just having the system do the math for you on what you're missing is so much nicer than having to figure it out by hand, and it speeds up so much. How much aluminum do we need? We just needed 2 more aluminum. This will make enough aluminum for us to order it then. Well, really? Okay. Flux ducts, thank you. Here we go. And yeah. So it'll carve out a bunch of flux ducts for us, and we'll be all happy. Okay, so we need a few other things. Actually, I'm going to push this forward on. Oh wait, no, I can't do that. Main thing is you'd only want your assembly tables to be adjacent to 1 inventory, and otherwise, like this assembly table in the center will be adjacent to 2. Okay. I'm trying to remember how I did this before. Okay, So I need 2 satellite pipes. Because we're going to say, hey, you put the stuff into the assembly table, but then you pull it out of this chest that it's next to. I've done a thing in the past where it involved like filters and stuff, but I don't remember why I did that, and I'll probably remember why because of some glaring error in like 20 minutes, and we have to redo this whole system, but that happens. So this will be satellite ID 8, and this will be 9. One thing really nice about these is that it'll automatically go to the first like unused satellite number, so it's like that. And slowly getting these redstone energy flux ducts. It's like taking all these things from all over the base and figuring out like, hey, we need to put these in and fill them with stuff and whatnot. Cool. I need some unrouted things. I should probably just tell it to keep a stack of unrouted transport pipes in my inventory at all times. Alright, I'm gonna pop out you. This one is going to be an unrouted transport pipe. And one thing I'm going to do is actually, yeah, we're going to, which is 6 pipes, just make me 10. Let's see, wait on these. But it's still so much faster than crafting anything yourself. Right, basically just 6 pipes. Because essentially, I kind of want to have access to recipes easier, like up here. And by putting things like this. And those are basics because we need to suck it up. And we're just going to put some more unrouteds. And we'll facade all this up later. And it's like, oh look, we know what's in the system now. Wait, do we? Why don't you know what's in the system? Oh, because those are unrouted. That's why. Cool. You should be basic. Because you are a crossroads. Remember, at any intersection, you need a basic logistics pipe. Because it's very important. Otherwise, everything will go to shit. We don't actually need you there. Okay. And then we're going to have chassis pipes. Yeah, give me some chassis Mark 5s. Oh, I didn't need that many chassis Mark 5s. Oops, that's a lot of chipsets that we didn't need to spend. I mean, I'll use them eventually, but I put you there, put you there. We're gonna want 2 pipe plugs. Because we're gonna have a assembly table right there, and we don't want to these pipes to connect to that assembly table for some reason. Not that it should matter, because all these things are doing are gonna pull from these chests, but it is possible that that could be an issue potentially. We're just gonna cover up all of the stuff that we don't need to see. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. You go there. Oh, nope, that's also not what I wanted to do. You go right there, and you go right there. Cool. And then you'll go up. Oops, we need more facade. Oops. I'm very proud of like how I did the storage room layout because it's very efficient and very quick to draw things from the system. Unlike Applied Logistics, where it's like you need to figure out like channels and stuff, but it's like it doesn't really matter where everything goes. But for logistics types, it very much matters like where every individual thing is. I need some cobblestone. And just gonna make this room look a bit nicer while I'm not gonna do the walls yet because those are going to be covered in lasers, so who cares what they look like. But this floor I want to just put in before we actually get like all the lasers in, because then once the lasers in, this room will be kind of cramped. I'm having a different floor in here because this is what I started to do, and I was not thinking. So it gets a different floor. So yeah, that's why. Yeah. Okay, these corner blocks will just be normal. I'm not gonna have any lasers on this back wall here. Wait, yeah, okay, that shouldn't be there. Should it? No, yeah, no, that's good. Yes, that's what it's supposed to be. Okay, cool. And then these back corners can be like, yes. Yes. And then the ceiling. The ceiling will also be lasers. Right. Alright. Nope. Come on. You got this. You got this. You got this. Up there we go. Oh, bad. That's not where you go. Nope. Bad, bad, bad. Okay, good. Sweet. Cool. So now let's put in the lasers. Well, the redstone conduits for the lasers. These are here. These are amazing because these can transfer up to 8,000 RF per tick, which honestly, with all the lasers in this room, may not actually even be enough. I took out that column because I needed to just run some lasers behind here. Or run some power behind there. But, like I said, this is mostly just be here. Like, if we make too many lasers in this room, that's fine. It just won't be able to run all of the lasers, which is totally fine and not a game-breaking issue. Because it's like, we'll use the lasers when we do an actual optimal setup later. But this is mostly just kind of like the initial beginnings of getting laser auto-crafting, which is really what's important. And it looks like we'll need more redstone flux ducts. Which I probably should have expected, but you know what? What do you do? Okay, so we say I wanted another stack of flux ducts. How much would that cost? What am I missing? Niter and hardened lumium glass. Okay. Niter, I'm gonna need to figure out how I want to autocraft, but honestly, it's like Niter I probably won't even autocraft. I'll probably just like mine it from the nether when we actually start like a nether quarry. But in the meantime, best way I find to get Niter is you just make a stack of sandstone. You throw it into this pulverizer that has extra chance of bonus upgrades. Cause sandstone, when you pulverize it, has a 50% chance of niter, and this one has augments to give it another 33% chance of niter. So it's very likely to get you all the niter you need. Cool. Nope, that's not how you spell flux duct. Here we are. Flux ducts. Alright, so it needs to finish processing all that. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just take out all these lasers. Okay, so this line actually is being used for something. This actually sends power to like the logistics system, which is kind of important. So we're going to leave that there, and then we're going to just kind of cover. Cool, and you can go in there. Awesome. I don't need any of these inferior hardened flux ducts. Ew. Oh, I didn't actually order the flux ducts. Okay, was that enough for the flux ducts, or do we have to? Yes, okay, we're good. The flux ducts are coming. Okay, and then finally we'll have you, which will probably just actually just run here. Oops, I didn't realize that that'd actually break the thing, but okay. And finally we'll have the ceiling lasers up here. And we also gotta like connect. Right, you can plop down you. We'll probably put our first lasers in the center ceiling so we can actually hit all of the things. Cover, yep, cool. Now these are all connected to the system because you can see that they actually have power. And we're still waiting on more flux ducts, but that's okay. And you'll see a lot of like exposed stuff until we actually finish all the diamonds, but that's fine. Okay, cool. Oh good, we got one. Yeah, this is probably just... Things are going off everywhere. It's like these things take forever to make on your own. Things fly in and out and get processed, and that's a bunch of crafting I don't have to do. Cool. Well, in the meantime, let's that's like all, pretty much we just need to install these in lasers, so we actually don't need a lot of the, well, external cosmetic stuff. So the next thing we need to do is we need to start programming recipes in this. Okay. So, first and foremost, what are things? Actually, let's grab some glowstone, because, I don't know, let's make this look a little bit fancier. Let's illuminate this room a little bit nicer, just so we'll also make sure the illumination's a little bit out of the way. Come on, make faster. Also, once we got everything automated, I'll probably, like, redstone energy flux X will be another thing that I keep, like, hey, keep these in my pouch all times. Thank you. Okay, so you're up. Okay, so crafting modules. And just give me 10. Missing 20 redstone. but I need redstone. Alright, well, I just shoved whatever I'm using in here. I guess we're going mining. Cool. Oh, it might be out of redstone. That's why it might be taking so long. Alright, well, let's just go on a quick mine trip. Oh, our hammer's very broken. Just give me, like, 5 steel. Also give me some iron. I need to automate, steel production. Come on, there we go. Cool. That'll last us a while. Iron. Give me a stack. Sweet. Dang, I don't need you, don't need you. Actually, no, I do need you. Don't need you, don't need you, don't need you. You. There we go. Okay, this is my typical mining layout. And we go to the mining world. Cool. Yay, mining.